She had a deadly chocolate allergy, yet her own father brought her a box of chocolates. When she refused to eat them, he got angry and walked away. That was the moment she realized she would never be happy as long as she stayed in that house. As she quietly packed her bags, something made her freeze. Her late mother's portrait had disappeared. She rushed outside and caught the maid throwing her mother's photo and belongings into the trash. Shocked, she shouted, "What are you doing?" The maid smirked. "Your father ordered it. This room now belongs to your stepmother's dog." Just then, her father walked in. Tears filled her eyes as she begged, "Please don't throw away Mom's memories." But he coldly replied, "This is what happens when you disobey me." Then he ordered the servants to throw out everything that belonged to his first wife. The girl looked at him with trembling eyes. "I'm Mom's daughter too. Are you going to throw me away as well?" For a moment he stayed silent, but instead of answering, he demanded she apologize to her stepmother. She refused. Gate to be locked. Completely heartbroken, she hugged her mother's photo and cried outside the mansion. Then, several luxury cars suddenly pulled up. A well-dressed man stepped out, gently held her up and said, "Come with me. From today, you're coming home." Years earlier, before her mother passed away, she had secretly given her a phone number. "If your father ever abandons you, call this man." The moment he received her call, he flew back from overseas overnight just to adopt her. On the way, she asked, "How did you know my mom?" He smiled sadly. "We grew up together, and I loved her. But I realized it too late." Then he made her a promise. "No one will ever hurt you again." When they arrived at his mansion, she met his wealthy father and shyly called him Grandpa. The old man was overjoyed. Then they took her to meet his wife, a woman who had been in a coma for 3 years. He smiled and said, "Go ahead, call her Grandma." The second the little girl whispered, "Grandma," the impossible happened. The old woman slowly opened her eyes. Everyone stood frozen in shock. The billionaire smiled through tears. "She's our lucky star." For the first time since losing her mother, the girl finally felt what it was like to have a real family. But her happiness didn't last long. While shopping, she suddenly heard a familiar voice. It was her biological father. For a second, she wanted to run into his arms, until she saw him happily hugging his stepdaughter.